I used to sleep excited.
Okay.
I used to go to bed feeling, wow,
Yes.
going to the conference and meeting you,
Yeah.
or meeting somebody else.
Yes.
It just felt so cool. It just felt so new. There's this huge propaganda of materialism that millions will make you very happy and
Yeah.
you need to buy this car and you need to live in this apartment, and like material things create this drag on you.
It's true.
There's this weight behind your shoulders. I have OCD, so maybe it's a little bit different for me, but I don't like material things. I just like being free. I like to float.
From curious kid to crypto voice of a generation, F, better known as Crypto Kid, discovered Bitcoin at 12 while others were scrolling. He was studying markets. He turned charts into lessons, confusion into clarity, now based in Dubai. He educates millions on crypto, macro, and money. In a noisy market full of hype, he teaches one thing: understanding wins.
And now let's be optimistic. Looking at 2026, do you feel more fear, patience, or you feel confidence?
Well, look, when we look at the facts, when we look at the fundamentals,
Welcome to The OGs. This podcast is very special because it's with a good friend of mine. Very young, very talented. I will describe it as one of the youngest and most successful content creators and traders in the world right now.
well,
If
that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Why not, Mr. F? How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm very tired, but it is what it is. I'm doing fine, but thank you.
Also known as Crypto Kid.
Mm-hmm.
So with F, we met probably 4 years ago. 3 years ago.
We met at a conference. I think it was 2022.
It was family office conference.
Yeah.
2022?
Yeah, so 4 years.
Yes, November.
November 2022.
Wow, time flies.
Yeah, I was 14.
14. And you were getting started.
Yes, just getting started.
You didn't have a YouTube channel back then.
No, I remember when we met, you were very kind. You took out a piece of paper or a notebook and I asked you for advice. And you said, hey, if you want to make money, this is what you need to do.
Really?
I remember that crystal clear. Yeah, it was very helpful.
I can't remember, but okay, you have better memory than me.
Yeah, no, it was an impactful moment for me, so I remember.
If and then you've been trading for for many years, right?
Yeah, for 5 years.
Basically, 1/3 and 1/4
of my life.
Of your life.
Yeah,
it's a long time.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's 100% of the time that I can remember. I don't remember anything from 11 and back. So,
and it's fascinating because we are here in the UAE, Dubai. You've been living here also most of your life.
All my life.
Yeah. All your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have seen the transformation since you were a child, and then of the city, but also of the markets,
yes.
Of people coming here. There's a lot of stuff happening right now as well. Now let's go all the way to talk about. We're going to talk about crypto a lot, but also trading, because I think so you have trade also non-crypto stuff as well, right?
Well, recently, so I started buying silver and gold. There was a huge, this incredible bullish pattern on silver. Not 15 years. It was since the 70s. So about 55 years. And the thing with precious metals is they take a very long time to provide you an opportunity. And if you catch it, you catch it. There's a year for you to go ahead and catch it. If you don't, for decades, it's not going to do anything. So very recently, I pivoted a bit into precious metals.
Wow, that's very precious.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about the market. So when the market is red, like now, we haven't seen anything move, but it's been moving, but it's not like 2024, 2025. What's a normal day in your life actually looks like right now, apart of recording podcasts?
Well, actually, right now, Bitcoin is at its least volatile time since the past 5 to 6 years. So since I started trading, it's the least amount of volatility. And you probably know, traders make money from volatility. It has to go up or down for you to make money. Otherwise, you can't make an income.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a media business. So we cover breaking news, we cover the markets. And people watch your content when there is something happening. If, let's say, President Trump says we're going to establish a reserve, whatever, but prices don't go up or down, then people just don't care. That news is brushed off. So in terms of revenue wise, when there's no volatility, it's kind of, there's not much you can do. So what do? You end up improving yourself. You read, you brush up on things. I spend time with family. My grandparents are very old. So I went and saw them for 2 weeks in Turkey. And you invest into other things. Like, people think that money is everything, but it's not. I think if you spend time to developing a hobby, or spend time doing your hobby, or spend time making meaningful friendships, like, these are also productive ways to spend your time. So for the past 1.5 months, which is, since we've done nothing, I've still been doing daily live streams and daily videos and whatnot, but it's not as hectic as before. So I have 2, 3, 4 hours in the day where I have, I can just do what I want. And it's strange because for 4 years, primarily 4 years, I didn't have 4 hours to myself in the day to just do what I want.
Because you were also studying.
Well, yeah,
finishing school.
I was in school, so I used to do crypto with school. So in the morning I was at school, and then from 3 p.m. onwards, when school finished, until 12, I would do crypto. So that was every single day, and I never had time for myself. So now that I finished school, yes, when markets are crazy, you still don't have time. But when they're less volatile, I have these 4 hours. So I started to, I don't know, I now go and have breakfast.
Touch grass.
I went to the beach the other day, which was amazing. I don't remember doing that in
That's
a very long time.
People think that everybody in Dubai go to the beach every day.
Yeah,
but no,
that's what people assume. I mean, some people do, and they're very lucky.
I did it a lot
very
the first year
jealous.
when I moved here, but now I don't.
Well, it's cool. The Dubai beaches are nice. I don't like, most of them have a lot of music, constant music. But yeah, I went the other day. It was pretty cool. I started going to the gym for 6 months, then I left. I got lazy. But yeah, it's just, I started to try and find what actually satisfies me. I love what I do.
Yeah.
I think crypto is great, and I'm happy that I'm good at what I do. Hopefully you guys see it the same way. But it's not something that satisfies my soul.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I used to feel like this, it's hard to describe. I used to sleep excited.
Okay.
I used to go to bed feeling, wow,
Yes.
But because I've been doing it, I think every single day, almost 24/7, I've just gotten used to it.
Yes.
And things have become more like work instead of enjoyment. So I've lost that excitement. And in those 4 hours, now I'm trying to discover, okay, how can I feel like that again? Because when you ask me, if you were to ask me, Crypto Kid, when was it that you were very happy?
Yeah.
It was my 14-year-old self
Yes.
going to the conference and meeting you.
Yeah.
Or meeting somebody else.
Yes.
It just felt so cool. It just felt so new.
Yes.
And I don't feel that rush anymore. But I used to be a musical theater actor. We were just chatting before the podcast. And I loved going on stage. I loved performing. That adrenaline of being live in front of an audience, and you have the freedom to do and become whatever you want. That makes me happy. And that's what I originally started, doing aside from school. And then I found crypto by chance, and I decided to go all in. So I want to do more acting, and I think I'm going to try to build that up a little bit over the next few months.
Okay, and this probably, that's why he looks so natural talking to the microphones and to the cameras. Actually, we were recently, about 4 months ago, in a conference, and then in front of 5,000 people. I don't know how many people were there, but you were very natural.
Thank you so much.
I think one of the biggest stage that we've probably been.
Yeah,
big.
The blockchain life is huge. I don't remember any conference apart from Token with that many people.
It's good, and it's a good energy.
Mm-hmm.
Efe, and something that you just touch base is about that commitment to something that we're doing. Obviously, you've been doing crypto for a long time, or people that are doing, for example, trading, where we're helping people to get educated with Pepperstone for the normal trading, CFDs, brokers, all of that. But you mentioned something. That's something that most of the people or traders, even crypto, forex, or stocks, they start with that dream about financial freedom, becoming rich, or having material things, cars, travels, watches. houses, whatever, and then it becomes so normal. Then you have to find another path, right? Another goal. And then I think so. I have seen it, well, 3 times. This is the third time I've seen the cycle bearish. I remember when we met, it was coming back again. But I seen everybody
we
looking.
were going up 47. Everybody got
Yes.
excited again.
And
And
but it was like, I've seen it many times. I've seen it many times happen, and then obviously it happened with FTX and all that stuff. But then when this happened, this market like this, people go quiet. And there is something that always happens. Content creators, you have seen so many content creators in finance or in crypto. When the bull market, there's everybody talking, right?
yeah.
Like I've been doing the podcast for the last 4 years. It will be 4 years, and I haven't stopped, even at bull, bear, whatever. But today, and everybody thinks a genius, right? When Bitcoin price is 130, everybody's a genius. But today, silence is everywhere. Nobody's talking much. How did this market change you personally, not as a trader, but as a human? I think so you already touched a little bit of these things.
Okay, so when I first started crypto, I came across a video from an analyst by the name of Raoul Pal.
Yes.
And this was 2019 December. So I had to stop musical theater. I was unhappy at the school I was going to, and I saved up a little bit of money. I was doing voice acting too, in Dubai. So I saved like $1,000, $2,000, and I realized that actually I don't really like school that much because I was good in the topics that I enjoyed. Like I was great at business. I was great in drama. I was good in math, but science, like chemistry, I sucked. And if you want to follow the traditional path, go to a good university, get a good job, you need to be good at everything. If you're not good at everything, then you're not going to make it. So initially, in my head, I didn't have the choice of not going to university because I have Turkish parents.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, if I'm not good academically, then I should do something different for my classmates, that when I send in my resume application to a university, they'll be like, okay, you know what? He wasn't so good in chemistry, but he did this.
Yes.
So I was searching, okay, what can I do? And I sort of wanted to make a little bit of money on the side. And I came across that Ethereum video from Raoul Pal. It was a couple of $100s. He said it can go to thousands. And I was like, okay, there's a big opportunity. So I fell into the rabbit hole like that. I didn't get into crypto. I'm going to link it to your question. I didn't get into crypto initially to make, millions, billions wasn't a sort of concept that I was familiar with when I was 12. I just wanted to do it so that I can have the freedom to buy a PlayStation 5 when I wanted to, and I didn't need to think about it. But then you grow up and, I started watching more trading content, and I taught myself technical analysis, and I began trading, and it started doing well. And I got to a place where I can buy a PlayStation 5 if I wanted to. But I didn't. And I know it's not a shocking thing, but the thing is, that concept where you have enough money to do something, but when you do have the money, you just sort of not do it. It's like it's a concept that has followed me since I was a younger kid.
Okay.
A lot of people have, I think, the wrong idols on social media, and there's this huge propaganda of materialism that millions will make you very happy, and you need to buy this car, and you need to live in this apartment and whatnot. You need to buy this watch. And I did get a little bit caught up in it, not too much, because I grew up here. I think I have the advantage of already seeing the nice things.
Yeah.
And my family aren't a very rich family, but I grew up here, and I saw the cars, and I saw the luxury malls and hotels and everything. So to me, it wasn't like, wow, but I pivoted my mindset to and it happened naturally. I just wanted to be happy with myself. I just wanted to do the thing that I love on a daily basis. I think being around a team, being around friends that think like you and support you, that's also another source of happiness. And then monetary wise, if you have the ability to tomorrow say, hey, you know what, I want to go to Los Angeles. I want to live in Los Angeles for 1 month. And you can, with your work, book a ticket, work from there, live in LA for 1 month. I think that's the ultimate freedom. I don't like things. I wanted to buy a very nice car a couple of months ago. But then I realized, okay, I'm going to buy this car and it's going to be a headache. And There's going to be
Parking.
maintenance and whatnot. And, what if I scratch it? Like material things create this drag on you.
It's true.
There's this weight behind your shoulders. I have OCD, so maybe it's a little bit different for me, but I don't like material things. I just like being free. I like to float. So when markets are exciting, right? When markets are booming, you have that sort of euphoric feeling with work. You're working intensely, and let's say you put in an hour of work, you get 100% back. Another hour of work, you get 100% back. So you keep working. Revenue comes in, subscribers are increasing. It's amazing. But when markets are down and there's less volatility, which is about 80% of the time, if you weren't able to build those good friendships, if you weren't able to have that good team around you, if you weren't able to have the mindset where materialism doesn't really dictate your happiness, if you were making a lot of money last month and now sort of things have gone down and you're making less, and you're maybe having that car doesn't make financially sense anymore, right? Like if you weren't able to shift into that I'm grateful, I'm happy with what I have mindsets, then those volatilities will affect you.
Okay.
It will affect your peace. And I think I'm very happy to have built sort of a good team around myself. I do my content, and I know that in the long term, the more I do it, the more successful it's going to become. So I'm happy. I'm happy. It's just when you're a trader and when you're in crypto, when markets are pumping and you see your portfolio go up and up and up and up, you're like, wow, okay, this is cool. We don't take profits because we're a little bit, but when markets are down and you see your portfolio shrink, it's just that it affects you. Like you don't feel as confident, you don't feel as happy. So when you have your hobbies, when you have your good team, in summary, you can have a balance, right? You don't just like go like this with your emotions. And that's what I would recommend to people.
Let's you talk about when the market is good, you make a lot of money, but also the subscribers and the relevance start to pick up, right?
Yeah.
But what is the hardest thing in a bear market? You probably have lost and made money like anybody else in crypto, but you also probably have seen that people start to lose relevance. So you prefer like to lose money or lose relevance?
Well, I'll tell you something funny. So I live in the marina, and I realized that when the markets go up, okay, and if you're not familiar, the marina is a very beautiful place in Dubai where you have a bunch of buildings and there's a canal and you can walk. It's a straight line walk. So I walk there every night when the weather is nice. When markets go up, I get, and I'm not saying this out of arrogance, like I get stopped 2-3 times when I'm walking, right? Somebody recognizes, they're like, I watch your content, beautiful, I'm very happy. But when markets come down, I see people look at me. You know how people look at you and they're like, I know this guy, and you're like, you can feel it that he recognized you. When markets are down, I feel like those guys, they still recognize you, but they're like, look at that loser. Imagine being him. So instead of coming and taking a photo, they just sort of mock you. So that's what I realized. But relevance isn't. Some people really want fame. Some people really want money. Some people just want to be healthy. Some people just want to, people identify their satisfaction with different things. I think fame is cool, and I think popularity is cool, and we're human, and I do like it. I think it's a cool thing that people sort of, when you go somewhere, you go to a conference and people respect you, right? I think that respect is what I like.
Yes.
When you put your blood, sweat, and tears into making content or into doing whatever you're doing, and somebody comes out and says, hey, I really like what you do, I'm a fan, you're like, wow.
That's what you like the most.
That's what I like, because sometimes markets go down, and sometimes, there's a lot of things happening and you may not feel as happy. And you may think, what am I even doing? Like, is this thing that I'm doing, does it even make sense?
Worth it, yeah.
But when somebody comes and says, I really enjoy your content, you feel purpose, you feel meaning. So I like that. And I would love that to increase, because if that increases, that means you're making a bigger impact. I need to hear the question again. Sorry.
It's okay. The question is like, what is worth, losing money or losing relevance?
Yeah. So relevance, I gotten used to it. So when markets are down, people just sort of laugh at you, and then when markets go up, they're like, "Wow, you're the coolest guy ever." So that's okay. In school, I was getting bullied a
They say,
lot
who is this guy creating
for in
content?
crypto.
Crypto, you're crazy.
Yeah, because I started in the bear market, and in the bear market, you had the FTX crash, you had the Luna crash,
Yeah,
whatever.
2022.
2022. So people were like, crypto is a scam. What is he doing? And then when things go up, they're like, so, bro, there's this. Do you think Bitcoin is?
Can I buy Bitcoin?
Should I get in now? What do you think? I've gotten used to it, so I'm not. That doesn't bother me. I think what bothers me is the financial perspective.
Yes.
I don't spend much. I like to save, and I reinvest whatever it is that I make. I put it into Bitcoin. I put it into recently precious metals.
Okay.
So I invest. What bothers me is because I don't like to sell, because I don't like to sort of take profits. I just like to, put it all back.
Yeah.
When markets are less volatile and when there is, less interest and you make less money, that volatility of income sort of makes me anxious.
Yes.
Sometimes because you can't predict. Whereas if you have a normal job, there's a stable income and you can plan your life accordingly.
That's true.
So that volatility gets me a little anxious. So far, I didn't have any problems, but that's the cost of being an entrepreneur. You have to face that uncertainty.
Before we carry on, I want to take a moment to thank Pepperstone for supporting the OGs. Pepperstone has been a trusted name in trading since 2010, giving traders around the world access to global markets with tight spreads, fast execution, and professional platforms like MetaTrader, CTrader, and TradingView. What stands out about Pepperstone is their commitment to transparency, regulation, and excellence, quality that align perfectly with what we value here at the OGs. So to our partners at Pepperstone, thank you for believing in this community and for empowering traders to push the boundaries of what's possible. Now, let's get back to it. And now, everybody in this market, there's not much people talking about crypto right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just going back what you said, like in 2022, everybody was like, oh, what is this? It's a scam, right? FTX, all of the stuff. But then something that you mentioned is going all the way back when you start to talk about this answer is that satisfaction when somebody recognizes you for your work, because you sometimes forget, because you're in front of your computer and you're seeing likes and comments and DMs, but it's in a screen.
I'll give you an example.
You don't see it. You don't feel it.
I'll give you an example. So in April of last year, this was when Trump did the tariffs. He launched the meme coins.
Last year is 2025, remember,
last year is
guys?
2025. Sorry, this is 2026. So last year when he did that, the interest in crypto significantly went to the upside. So everybody was, okay, what's going on? So because I have a media business, then when there's things happening, people watch your content more. So people watch your live streams more. So there was one live stream that I did, which got 10,000 live people. And I was like,
live?
Yeah. And I was
on
like,
YouTube?
On YouTube. And I was like,
wow,
I was
that's
like,
a lot.
I was like shaking, I was like, oh my God, dude, is this real? Is this fake? And, that momentum sort of continued. We had 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. That happened for a couple of months until interest sort of came down again. And yesterday I did a stream, and the same stream, the same format, which got 10,000 live viewers, got 250. And when you experience that sort of highs, and then you go from 10,000 live to 250, you feel like there's, again, no point in doing what you're doing. You're like, nobody's watching. Why should I do it?
But 250 is a lot of people.
But 250 people, if you put them into...
You cannot put them in this room.
You cannot put them into this room.
It's a lot of people.
And that's 250 people that are watching you every day.
It's crazy.
Every day. So 250 fans of your work, like true fans that are there every single day. So you sort of need to remember that, and you lose touch when it's on social media because you don't see those people. But I sort of have the principle that, okay, even if one person watches, yes, it feels bad, but I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. So even if it's one person, I'm going to do it. And I like what I do. Sometimes it gets tough, but I'll be there every day regardless. And I think that consistency is very important.
Consistency is the most important.
Yeah.
Also, consistency not only for creating content, but also for trading, for everything.
Yeah.
For life. I'm talking about consistency. There's some people that is not consistent, guys.
Yeah.
Now, where do you think most of the KOLs, crypto influencers go when there is no FOMO, no hype, and no easy views?
I thought of Bali immediately. and Bali has great food, and I'm actually like you're probably gonna hear my stomach rumble a couple of times in this podcast because I didn't eat in like I think 18 hours. But yeah, Bali's great. People go to Bali because it's cheap and nice beaches and whatever. But honestly, like for me, I prefer convenience. I prefer, and I know I'm spoiled, but I prefer when you can just order things to your home and things arrive, and your Uber is there in 2 minutes, and the roads are not like bumpy, and you don't have to like. I prefer that, but that's me, and other people prefer different things.
So all the crypto influencers are right now in Bali?
I think they go to Bali. Some stay here in Dubai. But me personally, I like to be here because this is my home. My family's here, so I get to see family more.
And now, talking about family or talking about friendships or your ex-classmate, had you ever feel pressure to stay bullish publicly while private feeling like uncertain or even bearish?
Well, yes, but I sort of have to get over that feeling because I'm an analyst and I need to be transparent. So, it's yesterday, Bitcoin went to $97,000.
Yes.
There's this thing in crypto called the CME gap. Basically, every commodity has a futures contract built on it in America, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And this allows institutions that cannot have a Binance account, a Pepperstone account, whatever it is, to trade that commodity. And they do it through the CME. But the CME operates on a 5-day basis. It opens Monday, it closes Friday, and the weekend it's off. Bitcoin is an asset. Cryptos are assets that trade 24/7. So if Bitcoin does something on the weekend, if it pumps $2,000, when the CME futures contract opens on Monday, there is something that we call a gap in price. There's a gap. And according to market theory, according to market psychology and liquidity, when there is a gap, market makers push prices down to fill and get that low area of liquidity. And it's sort of a concept that's, been fixated in the mind of traders. Okay, there's a gap, it's going to close, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So yesterday, the day before, Bitcoin went to 97, and we had this gap at 88.2. And I said on Twitter, which got a little bit of attraction, and I post these CME gaps a lot, I said, look, we've pumped to 97, but we're very likely going to come down. There's a 97% chance, according to prior history, that we come down and close it. And people start calling you weird things. Like, they're like, oh, you're just a kid. Go back home. You don't know anything. We're not going to do it. And they insult you. I don't want to say the things they say, but they insult you. And it sucks because, everybody is obviously so tired of this market that, you just want things to go back and become positive again. And if you flip bearish, if I tell people that, hey, you know what, sadly, I look into monetary policy, I see the CME gap, I see what I see on the charts, we're likely going to come down, people attack you, and I think everybody's so emotionally attached to crypto, and I get it, I sympathize, I completely understand. This becomes what you live and breathe, and you want it to flourish and succeed. If you have a lot of money tied up into it, you want it to do well. But, there are times that when I am bearish, people just call me names and people click off my content. Everybody just wants you to be very bullish. And, it would be better for my businesses if I was, but I'm not going to lie to people.
So, I like it. I like your honesty. I think so honest is paying good dividends in this generation now.
Yeah.
Okay, and something that is happening recently is about the transparency of content creators on Twitter, YouTube, or X, But do you think crypto Twitter or X and YouTube create an unrealistic image of success that actually hurts new traders?
Yes. Look, I had the opportunity. I mean, I'm Crypto Kid, right? But funnily enough, my age demographic of viewers is primarily between the ages of 30 to 65.
So me. 40, yeah.
So my audience is between 30 to 65. Now I'm trying to find ways to capture that younger demographic because it's on brand.
Yes.
And I want to help. I want to teach kids to become financially literate, understand money, understand Bitcoin. Now, sadly, the younger generation are attracted to very luxurious lifestyles, having cars,
Instant gratification.
right? Instant, quick way to make money, and just they want to have these idols that are flashy. Now, I have the opportunity to make content as such, but I'm choosing not to because I don't think it reflects, like you said, realism. First of all, I don't believe in propagating materialistic success as something that people should, sort of strive to reach for to become happy. Because once you get there, you face a little bit of depression. I mean, it's just when everything seems to be within reach and achievable.
You're feeling alone.
You feel alone. You're
That's why they said everybody's feel alone on the top of the mountain.
And I don't see myself there at all. I don't want people to misunderstand. But when you are, more comfortable and things are going well, you sort of get to a point where, things are more within reach. And let's look at an extreme example. I saw a video recently from somebody recorded Jeff Bezos and Lauren. I don't know if they're married, but they're together. And they were in St. Barth's, right? Jeff Bezos, multi-billionaire.
They're married.
They're married, huh?
Yeah.
So they're together, and they were in St. Barth's at a beach club. So they're sitting at a table, and there is a show of the champagne. So they bring in the bottles, and they do a show. Now, Jeff Bezos isn't somebody that's going to be, excited from getting a bottle show at a beach club in St. Barth's. He can buy the whole country if he wants to.
Yes.
So, but his partner got really excited and got really happy about it. And you can see his smile and happiness because he sees her being happy and excited about it, right? So I think that, as you have more income, as you have more wealth, success, whatever it is, you sort of crave companionship. You want to share that with someone because you can travel, you can, buy a nice car or whatever it is. Like you can do it, but you'll sort of get tired of it after or bored of it, and you'll want to just come back home and be with family or friends.
Yeah.
After 6 months of doing it, so you seek companionship to share that experience and seek enjoyment from the other person's excitement from those things.
Okay.
So when you do show flashy lifestyles, whatnot, it's a false image. I think chasing materialism isn't evil. I'm not saying capitalism and chasing money is evil. No, absolutely not. I think it's good. It's a good goal to be striving for, to have more income. Because I'm saying that it doesn't make you as happy or whatnot, but it elevates your lifestyle. You can do the things that you want to do. So it's a good thing to strive for. Just don't make that your only target. And most people that show these things online, they don't give you the full context. Like oftentimes the car that's shown is rented. Oftentimes the penthouse they're staying in, it's an Airbnb. Oftentimes the watch, it's just a deal with the watch store to show the watch online. Like it's not the full perspective. Being successful in the right way requires a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. So I would focus on and it draws also when you see these content, you start comparing yourself with others. It's not healthy. It's not productive. Find what you love. Find what makes you happy. For me, it's being on screen. For me, it's performing. For me, it's sharing what I know. That's what makes me happy. It makes me really satisfied. Yeah. Gives me a reason to wake up. If you can find that, and you find that through trying different things, when you find that and you're able to monetize it and you're able to build a life where you can make enough money to live comfortably through doing the thing that you actually love, I think it's peak success. Peak success. I think it can't get better than that. It just really doesn't, right? Health, obviously being healthy, having good friendships, good connections with family, those are extra. But from a financial and society classification of success point of view, it doesn't get better than that. So find what you love. Find what makes you really excited and happy, and try to monetize it, try to build an income through it. And I think you will become an inspiration to everyone,
Yeah.
to 99% of the people.
If it's something that you mentioned about finding this happiness among all these materialistic things, I want to mention something. I just remember now. I haven't mentioned this 21 live or on a video the first time sharing this experience. So I've been a very rich person, a very, very poor person in my life. In 2018, imagine, I was very rich. And then I was in Budapest in the Four Seasons. My mom just died of cancer, and then I had everything that day. You know, I was in an amazing hotel. I was going out for amazing dinner and everything, and I felt so sad and unsatisfied. Like I said, what is this, right? And I was so sad inside, and then I called my grandma. I said, Grandma, I'm feeling sad. I need to come and see you. So I flew, I don't know how many hours, 20 hours to Colombia. And then my grandma is very humble. She's not coming from wealth. And she lives in a modest life in a normal house, right? But I stayed with her for a couple of days. And it was even better than staying the Four Seasons.
Yes.
It was normal. I was just walking, normal food. Something people forget ground themselves. And I was watching this Ecuadorian content creator. He's becoming really famous and trendy because he's a normal guy from the mountain and he's in real estate. And he went on a plane and he was ordering a cappuccino. And he said, this is the best cappuccino because I'm drinking in the air. And everybody started to take the mic of him. Because, you know, and I was commenting, everybody's getting so obsessed about the life of flying private jets, having expensive cars, expensive penthouse, that they forget the simple things sometimes are the ones that make us happy.
I can't agree more. And I had a similar, first of all, may she rest in peace. I had a similar experience last summer. So I turned 18 in summer of 2025. And I was like, okay, I want to celebrate this. I want to do something cool. I've never been to Europe. I have a passport that doesn't give me access to so many countries.
Yes.
So I finally was able to get my access, and
Yes.
I could travel alone without parental permission. There's no letter that they need to write saying I approve that my son can travel.
Yes.
So I had that freedom. So I wanted to do something cool. So me and a couple of friends, we traveled across Europe. You know, we took a private jet, which was for me awesome because in another life I used to charter private jets and I used to charter yachts for clients, and I would build itineraries for them.
Wow.
I did this for like 6 months.
Yeah, I saw it with Johnny.
Yeah, with Johnny, and it was cool. Like it felt cool. So I was like, okay, now I can do that myself.
Yes.
So I took the opportunity. We did it. It was amazing. It was great. We had a great time. It was fantastic. But whatever you do with friends is always great. After 2 weeks of just constant back-to-back doing things, traveling, I felt tired. I was like, dude, I need a vacation from the vacation. And what did I do? I went to Turkey. I went to Turkey I go there every summer. My grandparents, they have a very little house in one of the cities. And it's like a community of like 50 villas where I say villas, but they're very small.
Okay.
Of 50 different villas, and they've been there since the 80s. It's a lot of elderly, like people in their 70s, 80s that have been there for the past 30, 40 years. So it's a very humble, very, very nice community of people. There's a beach. You come down with the shuttle bus, you go down, you go to the beach, you have your simit, that's like a Turkish bread. You have some cheese, you have your breakfast, your tea. You go up, you take a shower, you have lunch with the family. At the nighttime, you watch some, TV and you go to bed, right? That's what I've been doing as a kid every single summer. So I went back, and let me tell you something. I couldn't feel more happy when I was with the family. We went to the beach together, and we just had our tea, and we were chatting. Like that just made me far more satisfied than the luxurious trip that I took for the previous weeks before that. And again, it was great. I had a fantastic time. I mean, it was amazing. But being there with family was infinitely more satisfying. And it's just how it is. You sort of see these lives and you see these stories online, and until you do it and live it yourself, you won't be able to decide Okay, what is it that I truly like? So I wouldn't say don't do that, don't do this, don't buy that car, don't go
Yeah.
on that trip. Do it, because without doing it, you don't know
Yes.
what you like.
If I had two more questions for you, but this
Tell me.
one, if this entire cycle and everything disappear tomorrow, that no hype, no followers, no market, Bitcoin disappear.
Well,
Who is crypto kid without crypto?
uh, well,
A kid.
then I need to seriously reconsider my life choices. We may have to pivot to AI kids or homeless kid or
Or silver kid.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So
We'll see.
I don't want to think about that.
It's not going
Because
to happen anyway.
if crypto's gone, then I guess I'm back to school. I'm going to university, most likely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Efe, and now let's be optimistic. Looking at 2026, do you feel more fear, patient, or you feel confidence?
Well, look, when we look at the facts, when we look at the fundamentals, there was an interesting statistic that I went into on Altcoin Daily's channel 2 days ago. And the amount of Bitcoin that's released into the supply on a daily basis is 454 Bitcoin. This may sound like a shock because everybody says there's 21 million Bitcoin. There's a finite supply. Yes, we will reach that 21 million cap in the next 100 years. Until we get there, the miners that allow transactions to be processed to mine Bitcoin and secure the network, keep the decentralization, keep the transactions going, they get a reward in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And every 4 years, that reward gets cut by half. Every 4 years gets cut by half. And the daily new Bitcoin introduced to the supply obviously diminishes.
Yeah.
So currently there's 454 Bitcoin every single day that enters the supply. In high school, you learn a very fundamental graph in economics and business. It is the supply and demand graph. If demand is greater than supply, prices go up, right? So when we look at that very fundamental statistic, super easy, you can see that through Michael Saylor, through Bitcoin treasury companies, through ETFs, these three combined on a daily basis buy up 3.5 times more than the Bitcoin introduced newly into the supply. 3.5 times. So it's an incredible metric, and this will continue. So when I look into the macro, there's so much more demand than there is supply, and that supply will come down, by the way. I can't be more bullish. I'm buying every day. Yes, I trade. That's passive income, but I don't sell so much of my portfolio. I'm always going to keep a big chunk of it, and I add to it, and I keep hodling for the next 20 years. We know that monetary debasement is a thing. The dollar lost 10% of its value last year. There's 38.6 trillion in national debt. They need to refinance 9.5 trillion. The government prints money out of thin air to pay off those debts. And when they print more of something, supply increases, not enough demand, prices fall. So over time, prices are going to fall with the dollar. The dollar is going to continue to lose its value. Bitcoin is the first ever digital commodity that is there to be used as a store of wealth and money at the same time. So my bet is on Bitcoin for the long term. I think it's going to do fine. But when we look into the short term, I think for this year specifically, I'm expecting a consolidation. Bitcoin follows that 4-year cycle with the halvings, like I mentioned. It also follows the 4-year American presidential electoral cycles. And it's been following the business cycles, which looks at liquidity. The business cycles compromise federal funds rates, the interest rates. It looks into treasury expiries, which are bonds, and a couple of other financial instruments. So these 3 4-year cycles, since Bitcoin's inception, they've been happening in a simultaneous basis. They've been colliding with each other. It's allowed you to predict Bitcoin's big booms and busts. But now, for the first time, the presidential cycles and the 4-year halvings, they're continuing on. But the business cycles have shifted from 4 years into 5 years. What is going to happen in 2026 is that the Fed is going to cut rates. We're going to see a lot of quantitative easing, meaning the Fed, the central bank, is going to buy a lot of financial assets from the system, providing liquidity, making an abundance of liquidity to be borrowed. With lower interest rates, people are incentivized to borrow money and invest. It's a no-brainer. The last time we got this was in 2020, where they pumped a bunch of money into the markets, and that money that was pumped in 6 to 12 months, it was transferred into risk-on assets, into Bitcoin, and into other things. So this year, I think, will be a year of liquidity. In 2020, when this happened, Bitcoin consolidated for most of the year. And then towards Q4 and into 2021, you started to see a huge rally because that newly printed money caused the dollar to lose value. People that borrowed, they started to invest, and that led to assets go up. So I think for most of this year, we will see consolidation. But Q4 and 2027, maybe we start going back to the upside. That's what I'm hoping for. And that's my base case on how I'm allocating my assets.
And that's how you drop the mic. Efe, teşekkürler.
Thank you,
kardeş.
teşekkür ederim. Thank you, abi.
Thank you so much for coming to the OGs.
No worries. Thank you.
And I wish you the best.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you
Very
in
soon.
your next episode, hopefully,
Sure, yeah.
of Crypto Kid. We'll see. I'll come.
Yeah.
We talk about how we're going to bring a million users through gaming.
Yeah, you should, bro. I mean, you're invited. Please,
There
let's
you
do
go.
an episode on Crypto Kid.
Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode of the OGs. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.